Welcome to ATX Underground, the show about anything Austin. My name is Sabrina Ritchie, and I'll be your host for the next hour. Today's guest we have with us is Benjamin Riddick and Edwin Quintes of Ballistic Blades. I would like to welcome you guys for joining our show today. It's a pleasure.
Thank you. Thank you for having us.
Thank you for having us here.
So I know I've worked with you guys a few times, but I have yet to know the inside stuff. So I'm rather curious as in, who exactly is Ballistic Blades Entertainment?
You can go ahead and take that one.
Okay. Well, again, I'm Benjamin Nathaniel Riddick II. Ballistic Blade Entertainment is comprised of myself, Edwin Quintes, another one of our good lifelong friends, Jerry Lamont Brooks, and Dietrich Gales. And we also have our chief financial officer, which is Erica Reddick, who is also my wife. So that's really our whole team.
Very cool. That's nice that you have like your wife involved. Wife involved in the entertainment part.
Yeah, well, she does improv comedy actually at the Hideout Theater. So it was kind of necessary because of the kind of schedule we have to have, and it's kind of like, hey, can we do something this weekend? Yeah, if I don't have anything to shoot. I don't know if I'm gonna have anything to shoot till Friday, so kind of gotta be flexible with that. And a lot of people aren't really able to handle what it takes to be a guerrilla filmmaker, indie filmmaker.
Yeah, very cool. So how did Ballistic Blades Entertainment get started? Like, what was the process of it?
It actually got started a long time ago. We just never called it Ballistic Blade. Like, we've always been involved in some way, just not full on. Not all the pieces came together till about 4 years ago. But his brother Jerry had to write some sort of business. I don't know what you call it, like a thesis or something like that. And then he was gonna write it on like a fake business. And Ben was like, well, if we were going to start an entertainment company, like we talked about 10 years ago, then don't do a fake one, do it for a real one that we might actually do. And then after we read it and we wrote it, we're like, that sounds pretty good. Let's just call it Ballistic Blade Entertainment. And then we came up with the name, drew up the LLC, all that other stuff. It actually came out of that. Maybe it was kind of one of those like chime on moments where it was like, okay, you guys need to make it official now. But that's how it actually got started, and that's how the name came about.
Very cool. Was it slightly influenced by, because I know like a few of your films are like very kung fu martial arts, like
Yes,
fighter style.
very much
Did
so.
it come from that?
The Ballistic Blade came from Call of Duty, because they play Call of Duty a lot. And so they were like, well, let's call it Ballistic Blade, but we didn't know if that was going to be kid-friendly or anything like that. But then we didn't care all at the same time, so we just named it that anyways.
But I mean, it was also because part of the reason the Call of Duty kind of worked is it's like a military style knife, is a combative knife, and well, we use it a lot because we like to stab people in the game. But most of my friends and family are military, either ex-military. Jerry's former Air Force. Dietrich is former Navy. We're military brats. We're from Killeen, Texas. I was born in Italy, but I was raised primarily in Killeen, so Killeen is home.
Yeah.
And so that's kind of that. We wanted something that kind of was a nod to where we're from, but kind of unique. And then we had the logo was a little anime guy with the knives, because I just thought it was cool. So
Very neat. I didn't realize that there was like a type of army knife called Ballistic Blade.
You never played Call of Duty?
No. When I try and play shooter games, I always end up dead because the little camera controller kind of like freaks out when at the last second, and not very good news.
we can work on that. We can work on
But so you guys were also talking about like getting together and stuff about and how you made a name of those 4 years. What exactly does Ballistic Blades do for like people who don't know?
Okay. I'll take part of that. One of the things we specialize in is action choreography. We work very closely with Eye and Water stunt team. We do some work with full fighting and some other stunt groups that go to BAM Academy. Really anybody in Austin who's open to that kind of stuff as well. But we do a lot of action-oriented filming. That's what I enjoy watching the most. We can shoot dramatics, we can shoot a lot of different types of film, but that's what we enjoy doing the most.
Besides just besides shooting, I mean, as you probably already know, there's like, if you own a lot of equipment, which you happen to have, you just end up doing things that like you just run sound for people.
Yeah.
Or you'll just do cameras, or you'll let people borrow cameras, or you're like a script doctor because we write all our own scripts. All that sort of stuff. So it's just like every aspect. It's not always like if a Ballistic Blade comes to the set, it's not always, oh, they're going to be shooting, directing, and all. Sometimes we're just there in a single capacity, just doing one thing or the other, which we love doing anyways. I love I love writing scripts as much as I love holding the boom mic for somebody.
Well, that's handy for people who like have, because I know I have issues with sticking with like one thing like for the whole time. So like that whole like rotating, I love. So I guess it feels nice, huh, to do like a little bit of everything, like sticking your hand in like different type of cookie jars and stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. That's actually was one of the main things that we kind of got started with in film. Like when I first got into the industry, what I did was I was a PA on every single set ever. I came here before we bought all our equipment. I came to Channel Austin, so we did some work for somebody who was renting equipment from Channel Austin, had one of your Sony ZV-1 users. I don't know what the camera was, but we shot a live event with the equipment here because we were trying to see what was going on in the community. But I was doing everything. Sound, I was acting. I was in one short, I died 7 times in the same short. Doing stunts, doing the fighting. We helped people write scripts, reviewed scripts. I was like, whatever is going to make me a better filmmaker, because we don't look at ourselves as, oh, we're just cinematographers, oh, we're just fight choreographers. Like, we're indie filmmakers. And to be an indie filmmaker means that we need to be able to put a film out with or without a whole lot of outside help. So if my editor doesn't show up on set that day or doesn't want to do the project anymore, my project can't be dead in the water. It's got to get completed. So I made sure to cross-train our entire organization to be able to do everything to at least a relative, don't embarrass me if I have to look at this in public level.
Yeah.
Like on Channel 1 also.
Yeah. That's a very good, like, fail-safe. Very handy to have one of those. Because you don't want to be like one of those people who are just like sitting there like, like deer in the headlights look. It's like, oh my gosh.
Which happens like way too often.
Yeah.
All the time.
I just got a call from somebody today just about that.
Yeah.
And so he's like, I don't know how to do that. I was like, you're gonna have to look up some YouTube videos on how to get it done. You know, I was like, I don't know how. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah.
Definitely not a pleasant feeling.
No.
It's like kind of like that gut feeling of like, oh gosh.
Just because we had been there before.
Oh yeah.
We've looked like idiots on set. I've messed up this. I've messed up that. So, and some people they'll mess up, but then they won't go learn how to do it.
Yeah.
Because it's embarrassing. I understand that, but it's like one of those deals where you don't know how to light something. You probably messed up. Go learn. Go back and do it again.
Yeah.
Get creative in post.
Yeah. People,
Exactly.
people are forgiving when you're working for free. I'll say that.
Yeah.
They're very forgiving. They'll be like, you know, you sucked last time, but it's free, and you said you know how to fix it, so let's do it again. We learned that very quick, because
it's like practice makes perfect. It's like, so when you actually do get paid, you're like, oh, I know how to do this.
We're not gonna pay you. You can have some ramen soup or something like that.
Yeah.
We're not gonna pay you for it.
So you guys brought up the topic earlier of stunts. I was wondering, I've never done stunts before, but if somebody were to be interested in doing like their own stunts or practicing or anything like that for a movie, where do you guys practice, or like where do you learn
I'll
it?
let you take that one.
We mainly go to a place called BAM Academy. It's here in Austin. It's a parkour gym, but they retrofitted it to house stuntmen. Just to clarify, we're not actually stuntmen. We just deal with it a lot, and we do enough to be able to choreograph things, because we leave that to other people who are way more talented than we are.
Yeah.
So when we do like a stunt, we normally tell somebody this is what we want to do, and then we bring like I Am Water, faux fighting, all these people, and then they'll come in and just tweak it, and then show us what to do. So it's not like we're running through like, setting ourselves on fire and stuff like that. Like, so we work like within the stunt community, and we do stunts.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't go as far as to say, oh, we're like stunt men. We're not like Ray Parker, all these other people. So, but
it has a certain denotation.
Yeah.
To when you say I'm a stunt man, isn't just somebody you can roll across the floor. It's like, I have friends that they are stunt guys, and that's all that they do. But normally, the people I know that are really committed to that, some of them are taking, actual classes, like legitimate training, certified stunt guys. They can do high falls. They can do whatever it is you think a stunt guy can do, they can do.
Yeah.
I could do a lot of those things because we were outside doing back handsprings in the grass or whatever. Things like that, like doing backflips and learning capoeira in the street. You pick up certain things from that, some basic tumbling, etc. But no, I'm not jumping through a ring of fire. That's not my deal.
that would be a very
stuntman of us.
Yeah.
Very stunty.
I don't think I would be able to jump through a ring of fire unless I was like properly prepared and double checked that I would not catch on fire, literally.
But I was talking about that.
That's why we have faux fighting and I Am Water. I mean, they literally practice and study stunt work extensively, and then they share with us what they know, and we do what we pick and choose what we would actually do. I was like, I could take that 10-foot fall. I can do that. But like, to be say like a stunt guy, they expect you to take any fall that they ask you to take, that sort of stuff. Yeah. So
very cool. So like, with stunts, I'm pretty sure whoever does it has a lot of like guts, because it, like, what I've seen, it's a very like kind of dangerous job.
Yes.
Like you're like putting yourself out there. I know not like all stunts have that position, but like from what I somewhat know, there are some things that are very like threatening to your body.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Even like, so I was on a set 2 weeks ago with I Am Water. So they brought me in to be a stunt guy. I took a bump, got through over here, the lady disarmed me, slammed me into a wall, kick in the head. So essentially, if that stunt hadn't gone right, I could have got kicked directly in the mouth. That's not cool. Ouch. But that's kind of what if you're in the stunt deal, that's kind of what you're expecting to happen. Sometimes people are going to whip a punch, something's going to happen. You minimize that as much as you can with planning and choreography, but stuff still happens.
Yeah.
But I mean, then again, even something as simple as that, I could have slammed into the wall and got a concussion or something. Even with small, simple stuff, you could still eat it bad enough to be out of commission for a while.
Yeah.
And that's your body that you're putting on the line. So if you get injured, how are you working?
Exactly.
I can fall back. I could pick up a camera and I could write something and still be fine. But if that's 100% what you do, that is a very big deal. A lot of respect.
Because you're like definitely just that would definitely be playing the luck card right there. So with the addition of stunts, I've heard that you guys have brought some videos, and I'm pretty sure my camera crew is behind scenes somewhere. And would you guys put on a bit for us?
a bit.
Sweet.
Hi, I'm Benjamin Nathaniel Reddick II.
I am Edwin Quiones.
And I'm Jerry Brooks, and we are Ballistic Blade Entertainment.
As you can see, we've already begun shooting our film Chinaman Wu Ping. We're a little short on funds. That's why we need your help.
So who is Chinaman Wu Ping, stranger out of Canton? He is a Chinese man.
Basically, a criminal organization known as 3Y shows up to the temple, takes the scroll, beats up his master, etc., etc., and they run back to America. Because Wu Ping is an outsider, he's chosen to go off and retrieve the sacred scroll. When he arrives in America, he realizes there's so much more to the world than just his little forest. He also realized there are a lot of people that need his help. And the question of the film is really tackling is whether or not he's going to choose to be a hero or whether or not he's going to choose to just go after his own desires, grab the scroll, and return back home.
Like everybody else, we like high shutter speed and we like handheld shots. But for this one, we actually wanted to actually see more of the movements. So we're gonna not do a lot of that stuff. We're actually gonna show full takes, fight scenes, something that you don't see too much of today. Anyway. We do have a training facility that we use, BAM Academy. It's out of Boston. It's a parkour gym, and but they've been gracious enough to let us do our stunt work here. We also found a lot of talent here while we were doing it.
So for the last 2 years, in the interim of starting the project and today's Kickstarter, we've been working on a multitude of things. We shot 2 feature films, they're both dramatic pieces, multiple shorts, shot a few commercials, done a ton of stunts, done a ton of other types of footage. We never really stopped working on China Wu Ping. There was little clips here, little clips there, getting the elements together. We kept buying costumes, finding more people who wanted to work on the project, networking, etc. So we're always shooting Wu Ping, and we always will be shooting Wu Ping, building that universe, because it's our goal to build a universe in a city that we can play in that has certain physics and parameters that we can continue to jump back into whenever we want.
We are on the Texas Film Society. We are make-level members in the Austin Film Society, involved in community events, and we support local. We're, like you said, we're a Texas-based film company, and we're going to stay that way.
When we started this project, we did not expect to have any funding at all. So we prepped for that. We knew we were going to need a little bit, but we really did this figuring we'd have zero budget. So we put all of our money, about $12,000, into cameras, uniforms, lights, dollies, training, props. We just built up a massive warehouse of little stuff that we could shoot a small film even if no one gave us a dime. So regardless of whatever happens, China Wu Ping will be shot. The question is, how much additional production value we can put into the film? Can we pay our staff to eat on the set, or do they need to bring sack lunches? Things like that. It's the extras that we're talking about. We also definitely need, we really, I'm not gonna say need, really want something that shoots anywhere from 80 to 200 frames per second, some kind of a high-speed camera. We don't have that currently. We're using 60 frames and trying to make that work with optical flow. So we want to make something that everyone can be proud of. Our friends and family, clean Austin, Texas. This is a Texas film, so let's show them what Texas can do.
Hey, so I'm here with Benjamin Riddick. He's going to show me how to do some kung fu moves, which just bare minimum. So I'm kind of excited / nervous because I haven't really done anything like this. So yeah.
Okay. So we'll start with some simple stuff, some basic stuff. Actually, I learned this one from an actual Shaolin monk on set. You probably saw him in the video. He's the guy that's in the full monk gear, the older Asian gentleman. What he was showing me is that he said, throw like a right straight at me. He was like, in the shot, he's in all the other cells, you have different guards, and you have like karate, a hard one, you can do pares. He was like, for Shaolin, a lot of times they're fighting for their lives. So he's not trying to do all of that with you. So if you throw that punch out, he says, I'm going to step offline. He says, I'm going to shoot straight in. So I'm coming straight with all my weight. It's going to make your arm bend. Knuckles coming straight to your face. I'm going to put it wherever I'm going to put it. And then it's also stopping you from throwing an attack.
Yeah, because
with the
my
other
arm's
side.
in the way.
Yes.
Ah.
So
okay.
that's actually one of the things. So I'm gonna let you try it on me,
Okay.
where you don't punch me in the face. So
The one that you did just
you're
now.
gonna do exactly what I did. So
Okay.
if I'm over here, I'm gonna punch. You're gonna step offline.
So like that.
No,
Oh.
you'd step to this side.
Oh.
That side. so the punch is coming at you. You're gonna step over here.
Like
then
that,
you're gonna,
and then
with your
Oh,
yeah, exactly.
okay.
You're gonna go over my punch.
and then okay.
Connect. So that keeps you nice and safe. And then to hit you, I'd have to do all
Like,
of this, and that's terrible.
okay.
So another good one is if you do a little boxing, you know, and you're kind of comfortable. I'm more comfortable with my hands on my kicks. I can throw kicks if I need to, but that's not my go-to. I like to
Yeah.
get in close and go. If you throw the same punch, because people like to punch the face, so
Yeah.
you need to learn how to guard the face. If your hands are here, you can parry. If you feel
Push it
safer,
away.
it's the same principle, but it's a par. You have control of that hand, and then you can
Come
torque
in with the other
all
hand?
of the weight
Yeah.
you have
Okay.
and connect. So try that one. Put your hands up. Put your dukes up. All right, you ready? You would blade with me, because if we're really fighting, you wouldn't want to give me all of this space, right?
Yeah.
So go ahead and give me your shoulder. Are you right-handed or left-handed?
I'm right-handed.
So if you're
So
right-handed,
I would
put your,
be the other way.
yeah.
Okay.
We'll talk, that's a whole other thing. Sometimes I'm right-handed too, but sometimes depending on what I'm trying to do, my right hand will go first.
Yeah.
If I know I'm coming in the guard a whole lot, to get inside your guard and wow,
Yeah.
like a back fist, that's gonna come from
So I'd be
front.
like blocking with this hand, and then okay.
That's typically how I end up doing it as well. And this is your jab. Boom, boom, boom. You're setting up for the
And then-
big right. Oh, look at
Okay.
that. Look at those moves there. But that's exactly how you'd want to do it. So you
So it'd
countered
be
it.
like, and then okay.
And the key that of any kind of a good punch, when you're talking specifically boxing type stuff, it's here.
In the
It's in
legs,
trunk.
yeah.
So you're here, you're bladed,
You're usually supposed to like bend your legs at like a 90-degree or something like that, right?
depending on what you're doing is going to determine how, you know, like some people do Wing Chun, they'll point in a little more. But this is a basic stance. This is really, really basic.
Yeah.
Most styles, you see MMA guys, they're just
they're
kind of
like
loose, it's comfortable. But the key is that your power is in your turning.
To turn
Turning
well.
the ankles, turning the torque, all of that turns the upper torso, and that's all of your power going into the strike. And anytime you get an opportunity to elbow someone, of course, is always a good deal, because your elbows are harder than pretty much anything that they're going to be throwing at you. So
Yeah.
get in close, and some guy's trying to put his little grubby mitts on you. There's a couple of ways you could actually break one of these. Some people go over the top
Usually they
and chop here.
like, so it'd be like, like that.
No. That is absolutely not the way that you break that grapple.
Yeah.
But you go over the top.
It'd be like that, right?
You could come down over the top, so grab me. Like I could come down.
Ah.
And
Okay.
that's not even really, I'm just sitting with you. And then you just put your face near mine. That's headbutt,
Yeah.
elbow, strike, strike. And also, if you're ever bored and you want a good laugh, if you look up the Bass Rutten tape, like he's got a little YouTube video about like his self-defense. It's pretty much all about killing people,
Yeah.
but it's entertaining and there's a lot of good information in it. I would never fight that guy. That's a whole other conversation. But let's talk about some basic kicks.
Yeah.
Right, so I'm not talking about you doing anything as flashy as a boom or roundhouses or Brazilians, none of
Yeah.
that stuff. Simple things. So my friend does Wing Chun, so he talks a lot about the theories of how they work. It's scientific and straightforward. So if you watched Ip Man, which is one of my favorite movies, it's fantastic. It's just a fantastic film. But it's very simple.
I think I've seen like almost all of them.
Oh yeah, the first one's my favorite. But he's straightforward. He's right. He's lined up with you. And a lot of the kicks, there's no real high
Yeah.
kicks. They're boom. So throw the same, yeah. Because normally that's the move people want to throw at you anyways.
It's like
No
straight-
matter what you do to
Yeah.
get that hand out of the way, you don't even have to get just boom, kneecap, boom. Any
And then,
kick you
yeah.
put right here.
right on the leg.
If you wanted to be cute, you could step in, come across the step. That's probably snapped, or at least he's going to
Yeah.
hurt because he's going to bend and step back. And then that's when you take your revenge. Or you run. You know, it just depends on your temperament.
I'd probably kick the guy's butt if he tried to touch me.
I know you got some wrestling skills. I've seen you. So we're gonna do like a real
Oh,
basic.
yeah, the last shooting?
Yes, you're pretty tough. I saw that. So we're gonna do one little basic slam takedown. So if you ever get here, if we're fighting and you get to this spacing with me, there's a lot of different ways to do it. You can come here.
And then,
You can, if you open it up, whenever you grab some, no matter what happens, you can come in if you come inside. So like if I grab you by the throat, what is your first response?
something like that?
You're trying to get my hand off your throat, right? You're not thinking about pretty much anything else. If I'm here,
Yeah.
you understand what's happening. So if you ever get someone by the throat, you just put the leg behind
And then push on it?
and you torque down. So of course you want to be a little bit past them so you have all your weight because they're not going to resist this. Some people do it like here. There's different ways to do that. You can actually grab someone and sling them over, but if that weight goes there, they're going to stop whatever they're doing so that they don't die. And
Yeah.
while they're trying not to die because they're afraid, because the immediate
Yeah.
response is here, especially if they're untrained, you drop them. Then you take advantage of them on the ground, run away, whatever it is you want to do.
Yeah.
So that's some basic self-defense type stuff there. I'll let you try that on me.
So,
So
am I the one grabbing?
I'm gonna punch at you. You're gonna grab me. So you step in. Let's
then-
say I'm through here. You step in.
Okay. And then something like that.
You can do it
and
like
then-
this.
And then that?
Exactly.
Okay.
See, I almost fell, and you didn't even try that hard, right? Boom. That was victory right there for you. So that's some little basic stuff.
Very handy. It definitely would be like, I personally think it would be good for like a lot of women to know how to do this, especially because there's like some, I mean, it's always been like every century, like there's always been cases where women will get attacked, especially at night, and stuff like this is very handy. So I personally, I like Kung Fu or martial arts or any type of physical activity because it keeps you in shape and it's more interesting than just regular exercising.
Absolutely. And actually, my wife, she does some Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, some basic striking. One of the good things about Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu is it teaches you, it's a different kind of strength. Wrestling is not the same kind of strength that some of the strikers might have. It's a different situation. And most guys, because we normally have more mass, we're going to assume, even if you were peppering me, boom, 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 and I just couldn't get a strike in,
Yeah.
we're going to assume that, oh, I can step right in there and overpower you.
Yeah.
But if someone knows how proper jiu-jitsu technique, you can disarm a stronger opponent pretty easily with different types of joint locks, arm bars. Ronda Rousey, good example. You see stuff like that. You know, a lot of that stuff doesn't matter what the size of the person is.
Yeah.
And even a lot of the strikes I was telling you, a guy can be lifting weights all day.
Yes.
He'd have quads from like Greek god quads. His kneecap's no stronger than your kneecap.
Yeah.
Now the muscles around there, sure, but a kick to the knee of anybody is gonna shut down the show. So
Yeah.
it's kind of that. And a lot of the stuff that you'll see in some of the movies that we do, they're designed around simplicity. Like I have a pet peeve. So throw like a right hook at me, like a right, boom.
Or like,
When I see people and they slip the whole punch, this is a whiff. When we play Street Fighter or Tekken, okay,
you see that a lot.
but I mean the goal when I used to play games like Tekken and you sway in, sway out, the whole point was to get a guy to whiff.
Yeah.
Because when he whiffs, I can do whatever I want to.
Yeah, because they're
At that
really
point.
open. Because
Correct.
like once you like do the swing, that whole.
It's a critical hit. It's a counter strike. So like for me, this is completely off topic, but Paul Phoenix, 3 Phoenix Smasher punches on critical hit, game's over. That's how that works.
Yeah.
So a lot of our fighting, even in Wu Ping, is kind of based on that. So if he comes across and you throw that hook, he's gonna hit
like-
something. He's
Yeah.
hitting something, and he's gonna come up and hit you again. You don't want to waste an open opportunity. And a lot of
Yeah.
times you see fights and the guys are just whiffing all over the place and will hit him. Finish this, get this done and over with. So
Well, like from what I've seen, or I guess like if you're doing like a proper swing, like wouldn't also your balance be off from like throwing all that like?
if you know what you're doing, you're still balanced.
Yeah.
You know, even if I throw a kick, the reason I can hold is because I have good balance. It's not as good as if I have 2 legs on the ground, but I could boom, back to the chamber, snap,
Yeah.
back to the chamber. So if you think I'm open, you're coming from over here, and I throw this kick, boom,
Yeah.
it's that kind of a thing. And a lot of that stuff we also do in capoeira. I have some formal. I'm trained in a couple of different things. Jack of all trades kind of guy, and I'm pretty athletic, so I can pick up stuff when I see it and I can mimic it. A little bit of karate, a little bit of taekwondo. It was beautiful for my form on my legs because that was not my strong point. Some boxing, some MMA, some Southern Mantis, 7-star Mantis, little bit of Muay Thai. And a lot of my guys that I work with, a lot of my stunt guys, they'll teach you stuff on set. Little sword training, African martial arts training, which I didn't even know existed till I got out
Very
here
cool.
with the Awesome Warrior Arts, another good group. Cry Havoc taught me quite a bit of those as well. Kind of blend all that stuff in together. So
Very neat.
cool.
I would definitely think that would be a very interesting way to keep yourself fit. Also a good defense mechanism because I guess unless you're, I guess this is very stereotypical, but I guess unless you're Asian or something. I mean, this is very stereotypical, but a lot of people assume that, especially the more white majority, I would say.
She said it. I didn't say that.
Yes, I said it, and for whoever is watching this, I am sorry for the very typical.
And I definitely want to bring Edwin Quiones in to show you some more exotic maneuvers, some higher level stuff that we're not going to do in your little outfit.
Yes, yes.
So,
I'll let him take over for me because you guys can show more professional stuff, so have at
you
it.
did very good. You did very good. So this is my partner, Quiones. We do a lot of our stuff, just for record, at BAM Academy. If you're going to do any of the things that we're probably getting ready to show you, you want to go to a facility, find the softest grass you can get your hands on, but I would recommend BAM Academy. A lot of our stunt guys go there. There's stunt classes there Thursday nights, 8 to 10. We attend, a lot of other guys attend. That's actually where we get a lot of our talent from as well. Being inside that community puts you in contact with people who do those sorts of things. So, got free time? Come on out. You want to show them some of your fancier kicks? I'll step back and let you kind of do your thing for a minute here.
I mean, I won't go too crazy, but normally we don't like to put really fancy moves in things, but they're good for other projects because they need people who could throw spin kicks or all this. A real basic one is a tornado kick, which is like a taekwondo kick, and the basic version of it, like the one you'll see people do in a tournament or something, they'll just switch over and they'll just throw their leg over. So it's just like that, and that's simple enough to be in a tournament. But when you're shooting for film, you have to widen out the moves and you have to widen out your arms, which you wouldn't do in real life. You'd keep it as tight just to kick the person. So if you were doing it in a movie type situation, that same kick, it would be the same motion, but you would flail a lot more with your arms and your legs. So it'd be something like, you'd be like something like that. And that just looks better on, that just looks better on camera. And that goes for almost that's a standard for punches.
Yeah.
You don't punch like this towards the screen because even though it's gonna look like that when you shoot it, but you probably really, if the person was here, you didn't do this, you went like that across something like that.
Even for the sake of the stunt actors trying to work this routine out, throw this straight punch, that's much quicker. That's harder for me to try to get inside there and guard. Throw the big one. That looks better. There's more movement. It's easier. It's better seen on the camera. So the camera's over here. His hand's going to wipe in front of the camera. So even if he doesn't connect, even if we didn't do this, even if he just went, you're going to think I got hit because depending on where we put the camera. So
because you spend a lot of time, actually people think you spend, when you start doing these type of fight scenes, that you spend a lot of time on form. You really spend a lot of time on choreography. That's where 90% of it sells, because I don't really, personally myself, I don't have a martial arts background. I just mimic what I saw, and then the rest of it was just spent choreographing, timing. It's a big dance. It's an illusion.
it's a big
So
dance.
it's one big dance between two people. You do it over and over and over again. All of a sudden, you start to hear, you know, like taps, you go bop, 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 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You start to do that instead of actually thinking sidekick, front row. You just think, oh, what's the actual beat of the actual fight scene itself? And that goes up to personal preference, because some people like the Jason Bourne type fight scene where it's real choppy. You can't really see what's going on. There's not full take. Some people like old kung fu movies where it's the wide angle, one take, going back and forth. We're gonna probably mix both of them without actually cutting too much. We're gonna cut some, but not actually too much. But of course, that's like our personal preference, and that's just a style choice that people make on their own. Because we've been involved in fight scenes where we're actually not. We just gave all the choreography to the people who actually made it, and then they just tell us what they want, and we just do. We try to do the best, you know, without actually doing it. Because they'll tell you, oh, that we're gonna cut choppy, and we're like, you know, whatever. But but
that's actually one of the first questions we ask when we're on a set. If someone wants us to do work for them, like, well, so who is your character? Where were they raised? What do they actually know? So I want a fight scene. You know, you want a fight sequence, and I want, you know, boom, boom. I'm like, okay, well, you have to give me, you know, what style does this person actually do? Is this a boxer? Is he a street boxer? Is he that guy? Is he from the streets, or is he like a technical trained? Because that guy's here. That guy's not gonna necessarily put the guard down and hit you with the Mayweather, you know? So all those things become real crucial when you're trying to plot out a fight sequence. And a lot of times what we often do is we kind of will take, if we have really good fighters on the set, and I know this guy does traditional karate, and he's all here. What we'll end up doing is letting that guy, you know, map out some of the movements. Say, hey, I'm coming here with the big bang. What would you naturally do? Then we take that and we stylize it. So that's actually one of the fun parts. So like, you want to do like a basic?
One of the, so he studies Kung Fu a lot. I been dabbling in a KC fighting method, which is, KC fighting method is what you saw in the Christopher Nolan Batman series. That's what he was doing most of it. And it adapts, it's good because he can do Kung Fu, and then I can come in and do KC all at the same time. So KC's all getting inside, and just, if you're here, you don't do something special. You just get inside, and then you just, like, it's just stuff like that. It's neck breaks, headbutts, whatever it is, that it's all in here. So if he does something Kung Fu-ish over, you just come in and like, so it's like, it's all that stuff. And you can, and the good thing about that is if, like that tornado kick that I just saw, like, just go with it. So we do like that same deal. And
Want to do the thing here?
yeah, do this thing, just come in for. You can come in, break them down, bring them over, and put it in there. It flows out well with big kicks. So, now that is, I wouldn't suggest people start off doing KC method and stuff, because you can hurt somebody, obviously. Because it's all like, if he came over with a right, it's all getting in here. And this is going fast. You have to you can't do this style slow. So it's all here, and it's all crap like that. So if you mess up, which I have, and almost break somebody's ribs, because so it's like, because you're hitting the dangerous parts of the body. You're hitting ribs, back thigh, neck. You're doing stuff like this all day long. It's hard to see it in Batman because he was in the costume and it was dark, but if you look really, really close, you can see that he's in everybody's face, headbutting. And it's because KC means from the heart. So it's like whatever you feel like at the point, what makes sense to do to somebody, you can do to him. So, so if he came forward, and here's how that works: if, let's say, somebody's doing straight up Kung Fu to somebody, that one kick you were showing them, the Wing Chun kick. See, now you would come down like that. His would be stylized, and then he's here. You don't waste time with a spin kick. You don't do it. You're here.
Hey, I was wondering, I mean, the stuff that you guys are showing is really awesome, but I was wondering if you could show us like a choreography that you've done in the past, if you remember any.
We'll do a little quick one.
Yeah,
we can even do what we did in Rob. No, actually, Wu Ping.
Wu Ping.
This is kind of stylized, kind of talked about this before. So we're squared up. Give me a right. Simple. Back fist, which Wu Ping likes the back fist. That's just, I was taught. Manus. Yeah. So it's just like boom, bah. And then he can actually do what I actually did was, I'll give you this. So boom, bap. Then follow that up with a stomp, so he can't move, and kind of hold it, bends his neck a certain way, step in. Now, in a real fight, it's here. Swing him around, knee, swing down, stomp. That's actually what you saw in the footage. But actually, Wu Ping, the way his style was, there's a lot of rage, a lot more rage. So instead, he comes here, snatch the face, because it looks meaner, and yank him by his head, because I'm not afraid of him. Bang. Then a little more stylized, something like that. Where Wu Ping has like jump kicks where it's 2 pieces. So it's here, here.
I do it. And then you, I do it. And then you couldn't and hit me with it.
Hey, so I was wondering for our viewers, if you could show us at full speed.
Full
speed. Like action of it all.
Oh, no,
Yeah. So we'll actually do this one. This is a disclaimer. Wu Ping lets him get the whiff off on this one, okay? So I don't strike him because I'm setting something up. So he comes through, we'll go half speed, then we'll go full speed. So half speed, I slip the punch. He comes to the back fist. Give me the left. Now we'll pick that up a little bit. And that's actually pretty dangerous. I could have got punched in the face right there. That was just for you guys.
That was awesome, you guys.
Yeah. So I mean, this is some of the kinds of choreography we'll actually see. And then Wu Ping will do some of the cute stuff where it's boom, stuff like that, a little more aggressive, but yeah. You do it? Just give me the 2 kicks. Go full tilt. Now knows what he's doing. We've worked together, so I'm willing to let him throw things like that kind of fast, because that could have hurt.
Yeah.
But simple steps like that. That's a lot of what we like to do. I like brutal combat. I like impacts, breaks, things like that. So.
We have another clip. Okay. So that was really awesome, you guys. I personally like seeing that, but I do believe you guys have another video if you guys would like to take a breather and cool down a bit.
Now you got me all hot and bothered in here.
So, camera crew, could you?
Don't waste time, and don't be good. Be great.
Because of me, that's why she has her success. I'm the one that introduced her to Tom Blakefield, and that's why she has her largest contract. Me, I did that.
But let me tell you, when you cry those tears of sorrow, you can be confident that you are closing the doors on the past that keep you steadfast in that sad place. and opening the windows to the possibilities of your future.
That that was really awesome. I like the diversity in it. So would you tell us more about upcoming projects?
Okay. Well, the project we're working on right now, we kind of mentioned a few times, is China Wu Ping Stranger to Canton. That's what the Kickstarter was actually about. It's about a young man who comes from China. He's from America, but he had to go to China for reasons you find out in the film, and has to return to America in order to retrieve a sacred scroll known as the Yodi manuscripts. So that is what we are hot and heavy on right now. That's something that we're actually working on the financing for. We're trying to make something that's here for the city of Austin, something that we know a lot of fighters, a lot of martial artists, a lot of stunt guys, a lot of guys that like the kind of stuff, the same kind of stuff we like to do as well. And we wanted to put a movie out that showed exactly what kind of talent Austin had. So we're very big. If you like us on Facebook, Ballistic Blade, you also often see us talk about Film Fam. And Film Fam is our film family. These are the people that have come alongside us, which includes ATX Underground and Miss Rich herself. It's the people who come alongside us and have similar goals, and we're working together because this cannot be a dog eat dog situation in Austin. We're not even big enough for that to make sense. You know, we need to be unified as a city, as an industry here, so that we can all eat. Because, like, I work full time, which limits how much I could do film wise. And I'm trying to get work out of that issue, and I'm trying to help other people work out of that as well. So if our film fan comes together and we can put out quality projects, things that will make other people take note in other cities. When Hollywood comes here, it isn't just to come here to have all of their actors, have all the roles taken up, and then we come be, stuntman number 7 in the back who takes a bump for a day and is out. They'll actually say, hey, there's some talent in Austin. And I think there's more and more of that going on. And China Wu Ping is one of the ways that we're trying to do that for the action side. The clip you just watched is from a movie called Willow's Morning. That's the working title right now, and it's in post. That's dramatic. We can shoot dramatic, we can shoot comedies. He's got his series Rob out right now. It's in the Austin Web Fest. I don't know if we'll be able to see any of that, but that one covers a lot of genres. So we can shoot whatever needs to be shot. We just kind of lean towards the action
Very cool.
stuff.
I actually like how you guys want to make it not a dog-eat-dog world, because, like, personally, like, at ATX Underground, that's the main reason why we started the show, was to help promote, like, other filmmakers and bands and, like, just artists themselves, so, like, we can all, like, get together and, like, just build up onto each other, because when you do that, it makes, like, the experience better, and it makes the bond stronger, and just, like, it gets people jobs.
Right.
Absolutely. One of the hashtags we use a lot is who you feeding.
Exactly.
It's Do Work Austin, who you feeding, and that's all about us being a community. Like even in Wu Ping, I tell people all the time, like, this is not my movie. I wrote it, but it was written for the intention of pulling together people who like Fistful of Talons and Ong Bak and Raid and Ip Man and things like Five Deadly Venoms. Pulling these guys together to put a project out that is bigger than just the sum of all our parts. Like, I only do so many styles. I only do so many styles. So I got people like, I Am Water with Cells McCarthy and Rob Brown. We have Faux Fighting. We have Mocha Latte Productions. These guys specialize in different things. We work very tightly with them so they can bring their elements to the table to make the total project bigger.
Very cool. So, like, I know with every filming and movie or music video or whatever, there's funding. Do you have any, like, funding campaigns to help boost your guys' filming process?
We have a Kickstarter that we started. That we're trying to raise $7,000 for. 7,000. So, and that's pretty small and actually doable. We actually, because we wrote it around not having any money to begin with, because the film was going to be shot either way.
Yeah.
Because of throughout the resources that we have and the equipment that we house ourselves, it was going to be easy to actually just shoot it that way. But we started the Kickstarter anyways, because you still want to go through the motions of doing all that filmmaking stuff.
Yeah.
Even though you probably won't need it. It's like, you know, getting a permit for some place you know you don't really need it. You still want to do it. But if we get the money, none of that comes to us. That $7,000 is going to paying actors. It's going out to everybody else. But it's because as far as we're concerned, we make enough doing our own that we don't actually need the money ourselves.
Yeah.
But we want to pay people, and that's like been one of the biggest staples. So we have that, of course, the website at ballisticblade.com. We had a T-shirt run, which we didn't actually think the T-shirts were actually going to sell, because the first ones that we had didn't sell all that many. Like, we had so many left over, and but the last ones we came out with, I guess because people like the color better, those sold out in about 2 weeks.
Yeah.
In about 2-3 weeks, we're about to go buy some more. But that went straight into we took it as instead of asking people to say, hey, can you just go to Kickstarter and buy a T-shirt, and they thought their $25 was just for a T-shirt. Really, we're just throwing it back into the campaign.
Yeah.
There's that. There's just cash donations. We've been promoting like all over the place. Just there, we go to we went to churches. We went to all these places to just get money. Anybody who knows that does all this stuff, if you're trying to raise money for this type of stuff, you go talk to anybody who actually who listen to what you have to say. So if it's I don't care if it's a church or AAA meeting or you're just downtown getting pizza,
Yeah.
you get money from wherever you get money from.
Give these cards.
Yeah, gift cards, T-shirts. I mean, because different film people have different ways of getting money. We just did it, that way. So
Yeah.
So the Kickstarters, we're about 6,500 short. We probably have about 18 days left. So if you like independent film, you want to support some small indie local filmmakers, and we're always about supporting local. Head on over to ballisticblade.com/CWP. Or the Kickstarter, the logo, I think it's on the Wu Ping page on Ballistic Blade, but you can look up Chinaman Wu Ping Stranger Out of Canton on Kickstarter, it pops up.
and Facebook. Sorry,
Yeah, it's also
Facebook.
we're big
Everything.
on, most of our stuff
Yeah.
is Facebook.
Most of our stuff is Facebook.
I mean, that's where you got to go nowadays.
Yeah.
Nobody goes to your webpage, they go to Facebook.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
And then, or they go to Facebook to go to your
To-
webpage,
yeah,
because it's
that's-
easier to find you on Facebook.
yeah, it is. And one of the
Instead of
one
just
the-
typing in the URL and just go to Facebook.
And one of the main reason we did the Kickstarter is the more money we raise, the better the project can be. Because we shoot like right now on Canon T3Is with some legit lenses, Black Magic cameras. We're looking for some, I'm sure it's in the Kickstarter video, we're looking for some high-speed cameras to really capture some of those moments, like T's fighting in the rain. They can't really do that well with a T3i. So the extra money is for paying people to be on our set full time, not every weekend and we shoot for 2.5 years, but to get this thing done as quickly as possible.
Yeah.
And then be able to share those profits with the people who helped us make it. I know that's really weird, and I don't see that all that often, but I'm trying to involve people in this process. This is our film to make money, to pull in and pay everybody out.
Yeah.
And they have money for their project, and they'll call us, and then we all get to make another movie together. So,
Very
That's the
handy
goal.
process. It's kind of like a better version of like you scratch my back, I scratch yours, but in a friendlier family type of version.
Yes.
yeah.
So like with the merchandising, is that also on Facebook or is it on your website?
It's on both. So it's we posted on Facebook about what was going on with the T-shirts. There will be a book eventually. The actual Yodi manuscripts is something that me and my brother discovered a while ago. And I mean, since we're like 16, we've been talking about doing something with it because we read something about it on the internet. Yodi was like a contemporary of Sun Tzu or something like that. And so was like, hey, it would be really cool to use that in the script. So that's what we did, and we're going to try to compile some of that information and put it out there as like a book.
Very cool.
Because
I think that would probably be a really good seller because I personally like books a lot.
the Yodi is very
Actually,
wise.
I get.
I can tell by the necklace you got on.
Yeah. Thanks.
I was like, yeah, she'd read the Yodi manuscripts if she got a hold on.
So it's been really fun talking to you guys, but apparently that's actually all the time we have.
Dang it.
Sadly. So for our viewers, that really is all the time we have. I really would like to thank you guys for being on our show today. It was a pleasure.
It's us.
I really enjoyed seeing you guys duke it out and stuff, and my awkwardness of trying to learn.
You did very well. You did very well.
So for our viewers, thank you for joining us today, and it would be much obliged if you guys would check us out online at atxunderground.com, as well as checking out Ballistic Blades on Facebook and their website as well, if you guys would like to repeat it.
www.ballisticblade.com, and we're also on Kickstarter somewhere.
Well, thank you guys, and this is probably it's very nice having whoever's tuning in and all of our followers, because like they said, it helps promote Austin and keep things local. Also, when we keep things local, maybe for our viewers, it'll help bring you guys in and maybe do a little something with us as well. And maybe Ballistic Blades get some fun experience in, which I personally like because I've done a few things with them as well, and that was a joy.
Did you have fun? Did you have fun on that?
Yes, I had fun, especially
awesome.
She almost killed somebody.
the last one. I had to wrestle somebody to the ground.
That was awesome.
That was definitely interesting. So I would like.
Okay.
I didn't even say thanks. Well,
That was fun.
Thank you.
Thank you. It was our pleasure. Sweetie,
guys.
I'm giving you a shirt right now. I'm just going to do that. I was going to do it on set, but
we kind of ran out of time.
yeah, it's okay. Thank you so much.
That was awesome.
You guys are out here just making it happen.
Oh, no,
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming.
Yeah, that's an awesome setup here. I know that.
Good job. Did it a lot better. Doing good.
Practice.
Yeah.